In the first two videos in this series, I've talked about treating songwriting like a job and understanding that it's a craft you have to learn. So that brings me to my third topic, which is you have to make time for it. Anytime I ask somebody in the music industry, what do you think is the difference between the people who make it and the people who don't? The only answer I ever get is work ethic. The ones who work the hardest get the farthest. Now, I know most people don't start out in a position where they can just drop everything and move to a music industry center and devote themselves to it. But if you are in a position to do that, and this is your dream, then by all means go, because that's the quickest, easiest way to get it done. And I shouldn't say it like that because it's never quick and it's never easy, but that is the most efficient way, because when you're right there where it's happening, you're going to get the best picture of how things work and where the bar is set, and you're going to have the best chance of meeting the people you need to get to know. But even if you can't do that, there's a lot you can do to get started, but you can't do any of it if you don't have time. So how do you find that time? It's different for everybody. I know one guy that started getting up at 4 o'clock every morning so he had 2 hours to write before his family woke up. I know a guy that took a job as a night watchman so he could be home with his kids during the day while his wife was at work, and then he could be working on songs in the guard shack all night in between his rounds. I know teachers who spend their summers in Nashville. I know nurses who do 3 12-hour shifts so they have the rest of the time to write. I know a lot of people who've taken a job with a courier service so they can be working on songs in their head while they're driving around through traffic all day. I know a woman who started an online eBay store so that she had a job that she could work around her songwriting. You have to get creative. You have to find your way. Now, I know there are people that are locked into really demanding jobs they can't quit because they can't afford to. There are people that have young kids or elderly parents that need a lot of care. They might have health issues that they're dealing with, or all the above and more. In that case, just do what you can wherever you can, and then work on ways of making more room in your life for songwriting. I do want to say that if you can't ever envision a time in your life where you will have significant amounts of time to devote to your writing, then making money from it is probably not a realistic dream. Well, some people will say to me, "Oh, I know. I don't care about being a full-time staff writer or making a living at it, but if I could just hear one of my songs on the radio one time, or just get an album cut from one of my heroes, then I'd be happy. That would be enough." Unfortunately, that's a little bit like saying, "Oh, I don't care about being a professional athlete, but if I could just play in one NFL game one time, I'd be happy." Well, until your skills are at that professional level, they are not going to let you out on the field. And the same is true for songwriting. You know, getting your songs to a level where they're truly competitive in the commercial market is a lot harder and takes a lot longer than most people think. So this would probably be a good time to say that if anything you're hearing from me is discouraging you from pursuing this, I'm probably doing you a favor, because it's a long, hard road and very few people make it to the end. But if this is a dream you can't let go of, do as much as you can right now and keep working for ways to find more time. And in the next video, I'm going to give you some specific suggestions of what to do with that time.